Hey, what's up guys? So I'm gonna try to make this video a little quick because my phone's only at 10% and I've tried doing this about 5 different times, but I mumble a lot. Basically the whole point of this video is because there's just a few things on my mind that I wanted to kind of let out. And I mean, what better way to do it than to make a YouTube video and see if other people agree or even disagree. I like hearing opinions and hearing other people's thought process on things. But anyways, recently I just joined EDM Twitter. Now, for people who don't know what EDM Twitter is, I mean, it's basically Twitter for the EDM community. It's still basic Twitter. It's ravers and people who go to festivals and enjoy, that are a part of the community, where we all kind of get together online and we connect with each other. We hype each other up and, but we hype each other up. We spread positivity. There's a few people who do their gloving videos and stuff. There's a few people who will do their poise. I think I said that right. Others that'll show like their Kandi collections, and others who even do plur packages, which is pretty awesome. So if you haven't had the chance, if you are part of the EDM community and you haven't had the chance to check out EDM Twitter, the best way to do so is honestly start following some of the ravers. You'll definitely be able to tell who's a raver and who's not. But follow some ravers. They're gonna start retweeting other people, and I honestly, once I see another raver on my TL, I instantly click and follow. And what's super awesome is everyone does tend to follow back. It really just depends, but a lot of people, most of the people I have followed have at least followed me back. But it's really cool just because, we're all on there together, and although we may not be at a festival together, we may not be at a show, or even planning to do so, it's great to still be able to spread that positivity and that love to one another, basically showing that it doesn't just take the festivals itself for us to be this way with one another, that we don't have to be hyped up on drugs and things like that in order to be loving human beings. And I think that's one of the biggest things onto why joining EDM Twitter has been one of the best choices that I've made in a really long time, simply because it's a community of plur. I mean, it's peace, love, unity, respect. There's acceptance. There's no judgment. There's no bashing people or anything like that. It's just love. But I kind of also wanted to talk a little bit because not only with the EDM Twitter and, spreading our love, that also comes into play with this is the people who are negative towards EDM Twitter. Now, there's a lot of people, because what's great is, people will post headbanging videos. They will post their bass face, and bass faces are fucking amazing. If you have a bass face, you know what I mean. Sometimes the bass face isn't the cutest face, but it's your freaking bass face. Like, come on, man. But a lot of people have like hatred towards that, or hatred towards the way that we dance to the music. Everyone has their unique way of dancing to it. A lot of people will do some finger things. Other people kind of just move their shoulders. Some other people throw their bodies around. Like, it varies. Like, everyone dances to it differently, which is cool. You have your shufflers and things like that, which is awesome. But of course, you have the people who hate it, and they say, "Oh, I don't understand this community. I don't get this. This is a waste of time. You guys just like getting drugged out and dancing to techno." And I just wanted to kind of target that a little bit specifically, because I personally don't like responding back to those people with any kind of hatred, just because it is kind of hypocritical on our end, with the whole plur and spreading the love. Responding to hate with more hate does not create love. Instead, it just creates more hate, and it gives other people that don't respect us, or that disagree with our lifestyle, it gives them another reason to basically say that our community is invalid in a sense. So pretty much on it, this isn't going to be just a video for people who are part of the community, but are also who aren't and just don't understand, just because I think that it really takes, of course, basic knowledge to really say that it's something shitty. And even then, with the basic knowledge, like, it is your own opinion. Of course, you can have your own opinion. sometimes the opinion just doesn't need to be shared. And I think that's what a lot of people on Twitter towards EDM Twitter needs to realize is, I mean, we're here spreading love, we're spreading positivity, we're living our best lives, we're doing what makes us happy. How is this affecting you, and why take the time to be negative? That defeats the whole purpose of it all. But I wanted to kind of share my own personal experiences with, the EDM community, with raving and with the music itself, just because a lot of people also will use the excuse to bash us, is that we use this as an escape from reality. And it's like, okay, I get that. Escape from reality, yeah, that's what it is. But, I mean, growing up and becoming adults, you start piling all of these responsibilities. When you get caught up in all of that, it makes you lose sight of having fun, of letting loose, of being yourself, instead of, matching the professionalism of your job, or certain things like that, where you kind of have to hide part of your character, part of the person that you are, to kind of be presentable, in a sense, to wherever you're at. So, I mean, who wouldn't want to use the community as a way to escape, to have fun, to party, Like, it's a blast, so why not? Like, it's a bunch of great people around you, it's amazing vibes, it's not negative, so yeah, I'm gonna use that as my escape instead of going somewhere that's negative and doesn't make me feel good. But basically, when I first started raving and I first started getting into the EDM culture, because before, don't get me wrong, I was one of those people who didn't understand, but I didn't give my opinion or tell ravers that I thought what they were doing is stupid, because I didn't know about it, I never did it, so my opinion really did not matter. So of course I kept that to myself, but once I started to actually, go to shows and experience kind of things like that with my best buds, it's definitely enlightened me. When I first started raving, I was a very, very sad soul. It was my escape from reality, I'm not gonna lie. It's what I used to kind of bandage my pain. Whenever explaining all of this stuff, it's kind of really difficult to find the words to truly explain it, and people who go to raves themselves will totally know what I mean when I say that. Just finding the words to really fully explain is a bit difficult. Doesn't mean I'm incompetent, it's a tad bit hard, but it's still something I want to, get off my chest. But so I used it as my way to get away from all of my responsibilities. There were a lot of internal issues that I didn't want to deal with. So instead of facing them head on, I used raving as my excuse. And then I got to the point where I was like, okay, I really need to work on myself or this is going to get bad. And I didn't want to get bad again. So I started to actually do some self-work. I started working on myself, working on my flaws, working on the things that I wanted to change about me. And, after the self-love that I started to give to myself and the development that I began to see as I started going to raves, it made me realize I didn't just go to raves to mask my pain. I also went because simply love. When you walk into a rave, when you walk into that show and you see all those people that are dancing, that are smiling, they're dancing with each other. I mean, you could walk up to a complete stranger and start completely headbanging with them. After you headbang, you give them a freaking hug, you tell them to have an amazing night, and then you move on. And it's super cool because those little interactions are just little pieces of life that, that you fully take in. And, fuck. I always lose my train of thought when I talk about this stuff. But it's just beautiful to see all of that acceptance kind of going around. Another thing I love about it is just the diversity. Everyone's able to just be themselves, and you walk around and you see people dressed in all sorts of different outfits. You see crazy ones, you see pure body positivity ones, you see you can tell when people have pure confidence, and then sometimes you'll just see people in regular freaking clothes, and that's totally fine. But it's just everybody's expressing themselves the way they want, and the people around them are accepting that. Instead of judging them and talking shit, and, you know, taking a picture and posting it on Twitter and then cracking jokes until it gets all of these retweets and makes that person feel bad about themselves. Instead, if there is a picture taken, we post it, we say how beautiful it is, how amazing it is, and then we hype everyone up. Like, it's great. It's just, I love that love. I love the unity. I love the acceptance. I think growing up as a kid who was bullied personally, and, you know, had to deal with a lot of issues of trying to fit in, I think that's another reason as to why I love the EDM community so much, is because you can be an outcast, and once you're in that crowd, no one can pinpoint you and say that's an outcast, because most of the people raving are outcasts. But that's okay, because we now have our community together and we're all loving each other, and it doesn't matter about the past. All that matters is then and there, that specific moment, that beauty, the connection that you're making with those people, and the vibes that you're giving out to the universe. It's phenomenal. It's breathtaking. It's mind-blowing to say, and just hearing it is kind of like, whatever. I do truly think it's something that everyone should experience, but of course not everyone's going to be open to going to a rave, which is totally fine. But I just kind of wanted to give a little bit of my insight on it and kind of explain as to why I personally like the EDM community, and I like raving, and I like going to shows and things like that. But I feel like there's a lot that I left out, and if there is, I'll do some separate videos kind of pinpointing and targeting those guys. But basically, I also wanted to say, if anybody is going to Coachella 2019 weekend 2, I will see you out there. I'm going to be going with Jacob and Tara once again. Absolutely love going with them. Hopefully Kaden goes with me as well, which will be great. But if you do happen to go to Coachella 2019, shoot me a message, whether it's on here, on Instagram or Twitter, or even drop a comment. I want to see if you like trading Kandi as well, and maybe I could make you a special bracelet or a special cuff, and you know, we could do a trade, just because, I mean, who doesn't love trading when you're at festivals, right? And then anybody that's going to EDC 2019, please do, EDC Las Vegas 2019, please do the same thing. I got a big group of friends going. It's going to be super awesome. We've been constructing and putting together a lot of Kandi sessions, a lot of Kandi to trade out to people. So, you know, hit me, hit my DMs or anything like that if you guys want to personally trade, meet up, and things like that. You can let me know what your favorite colors are, and I'll see what I can do to make you something super awesome. But other than that, I don't really think I have much more to say. I've kind of lost my train of thought. My phone's probably about to die. I'm kind of hungry. Gotta see if Caden's out of work yet. But if you like this video, you know, thumbs up with the basic YouTube shindig. Subscribe, comment, and things like that. Am I missing anything? Oh yeah. Have an amazing day.